Welcome to Fayetteville Public Library. We were inspired by the YouTube show Hot Ones by First We Feast to interview library staff members as they eat increasingly spicy hot wings.
Woo! Ooh, yeah. Yes, this is a hot one.
Join Joel the librarian outside our teaching kitchen, where Chef Matt has prepared delicious and spicy chicken wings, perfect for a sizzling interview. This is Just Wingin' It.
Hi, I'm Emily Jones. I'm one of the youth services librarians here at the Fayetteville Public Library. I work mostly with babies through grade school kids.
Thank you, Emily, for joining me.
Yeah.
You've got three of our more mild wings.
Okay.
I'm going to start you to your right here.
Okay.
This is ancho and marita. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. So, you're in youth services. You work with our youth patrons and their parents. And what is something about working with children of all ages that you don't feel like you could do with like maybe adult patrons? What are you allowed to do with youth patrons that's different?
Excuse me, this is a little hotter than I thought it would be. It's a good thing I went with mild. I feel like we get to do a lot of play in my job. I set up toddler and preschool play activities. We do like Play-Doh parties and sensory bins. So a good portion of my job is like playing with kids and getting to think of activities I would have enjoyed as a child and having the budget and staff to like plan these really fun events. Not that adults can't have fun events, but there's just a different element to programs for little kids.
Nice. Your next wing is going to be the Nugget honey.
Okay.
So you spoke briefly about some of the weekly programs that you guys do. What is your favorite youth program?
This one's really good. Probably my favorite is the after-school workshops I do on Thursday afternoons, usually for 1st through 4th graders. Got a kick to it though at the end. We often do arts and crafts. I'm such a baby.
You're doing great.
We usually do arts and crafts, and it ends up being usually the same kids every week. Not the exact same group, but there's a core of like 6 or 7 kids that come every time. And so I've really gotten to know those kids more, know them by name, recognize them, recognize their parents, and it's fun to build some relationships with kids. I was a teacher before I was a librarian, and so I would have a whole group of kids for a whole year, and they became my kids and knew their parents, and that's something different about working in a public library. But I feel like those after school workshops give me a chance to get to know kids a little bit better, and that's really fun.
Hope you are doing well so far.
Okay. Is this the spiciest of the 3?
Of the 3, yes.
Okay.
So this is jalapeno, tequila, and lime.
Okay. All right.
So last thing I wanted to ask you is, what is the most satisfying part about helping patrons for you?
I would say, other than pairing really great books with kids, I feel like that's like the usual answer, right? And I do love Reader's Advisory. But the maybe surprising thing from starting working in a library that I really love is running these baby bookworms Storytimes. If you had asked me before I started working here if I would love singing silly songs and blowing bubbles for a room full of babies, I would have been like, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if that's my thing. But it has been so much fun. And especially when we were in person, to see like all of these parents and grandparents and kiddos together singing along like rock style to like Little Red Wagon, and every week coming in. And even during the pandemic, I had a parent walk by with their child in a stroller and say like, oh, it's Miss Emily from TV, which from their TV, I guess. And they said, we've been watching those every week, and when we didn't have Storytime to come to. And when we're filming alone in a room, like the IT that's watching now knows, like it's kind of awkward to sit alone in a room and sing songs for babies when there are no babies present. But knowing that like it was meaningful to them. Like they're still watching from home.
Mm-hmm.
It was really great. Although we are so excited to, fingers crossed, soon be doing that in person again. That's been a really fun and satisfying part of this job that I was not expecting.
Hi, my name is Molly Quinn. I am I'm sorry. Hi, my name is Molly Quinn. I am an assistant librarian for the Youth and Teen Services. I mostly help out with programming and collection development for the Youth and Teen Department, and I am very excited to be here today.
All right. Thanks, Molly, for joining me.
Yes.
So you are doing our medium wings.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start you with red habanero and black coffee hot sauce
Okay.
from Queen Majesty.
Okay.
So you are in youth services,
Yes.
and you work with children and their parents. And one thing I was curious about is, what does working with youth patrons allow you to do that maybe you might not be able to do with other audiences?
Working with kids is an adventure because you don't know what's coming out of their mouth. Like, this is just one of those things that they could just be doing any old thing. So I feel like it can get a lot messier and everything, but it can also be a lot more like fun and free. I know in like adult services, a lot of times it is harder to be spontaneous, I guess, is a way of playing it. With kids, you gotta be spontaneous. That's the way that they work and operate. So with that being said, I guess it's just kind of like having those like little moments of like, oh, we're, recording a puppet show or something, and we're gonna like let some kids in to like have a sneak peek and everything. That kind of stuff happens all of the time in youth services, and that's like a really fun thing. And I think that it's kind of unique to youth services because kids are just so open to being like, yeah, this is what we'll do before
I'm sure
nap
you
time.
see some wacky stuff.
Oh gosh, yes. It's a public library, so you see wacky stuff kind of all over. But with kids and parents in particular, you gotta be on your toes for some of the more interesting things that could come up.
How you doing over there?
Pretty good. I will say that I am a very stereotypical white girl when it comes to this kind of stuff. So this was a little bit spicy for me. Like, I
Okay.
probably would have chosen, if I was choosing for myself, slightly less spicy.
Sure.
So I will see how it goes. When I eat wings normally, I usually like totally strip them and everything, but I'm taking your advice. I'm only doing like a little bit.
Only if you
here.
really want to. You are eating the Tikk-Hot Masala, so this is more of an Indian flavor hot sauce.
Oh.
Youth services does like programs every single day. You guys do a lot of programming.
We do, yeah.
So what is your favorite weekly program that you all do?
I took a second bite because that was really good, but then now it's hitting the back of my throat. So my favorite program that I currently run is the Wordplay Writers Club. We have a fantastic group of kids, and they're all a bunch of awesome writers. Some of the stuff that they come up with is really, really incredible. That is like super fun for me. We have the Box Book Society, which is really cool. It's always fun to hear like what they end up reading and what they end up coming with.
Is that just like a book club?
It's basically a book club, but they also get a lot of goodies and everything too, and that is really cool. And it comes in a really cute box and everything, and the kids get to keep the book once they're done, so that's a really fun one. But yeah, I think Wordplay Writers Club is my favorite one. That's the one that I actually run with my coworker Hotspur. Yeah, so that's probably my favorite one, but there's so many fantastic ones that it's hard to pick just one.
Sure. How you feeling?
Not bad. It's a little. I actually feel like that one was less spicy than the first one.
Okay.
It was a different type of spice.
We do our best.
So there you go. There you go. But I thought it was good. Very nice. So.
Good. So your last one you're going to be tasting is the Headless horseradish sauce.
Okay.
This does have ghost pepper in it.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So go ahead and enjoy that while I ask you this last question.
You're about to see me act a fool, I think. So
Oh.
we'll see how it goes.
You're gonna be okay. You have milk that you can enjoy if you need to. So you've been at the library for a little while. What is the most satisfying part of helping patrons for you?
I absolutely love having, excuse me, I absolutely love reader's advisory questions. So when a kid comes up and says, sorry, excuse me, when a kid comes up and says, like, I'm looking for a book about, you know, this or that, you know, and it needs to be exactly like this. I had the other day a kid come up and say, I want a picture book about ninjas, but it has to have like more words than like a normal picture book. So I was like, okay, so you want like a graphic novel maybe, and like this kind of stuff. Being able to hone that in and actually find something that the patron really wants is, it's just something that is not, you know, like, there's no drug that can get you that high when you find a book that is just exactly what that patron was looking for and everything.
And they didn't even know it.
And they didn't even know it. So that's my absolute favorite part. But also just being able to have a, I don't know, just being able to, sorry, this is a hot one. Just being able to, you know, whenever we have like pizzas at programs or anything like that, being able to like know that like you're, you know, feeding some of those kids maybe, you know, for the first time that day, or you know, everything. That's something that I really appreciate that we do a lot too. So that kind of stuff, the services that we give in that regard, that's a whole lot of fun. And
sure.
So.
Well, thank you so much for being a part. I hope this has been rewarding.
Yes, yes.
You have done a great job with the medium sauces, so thank you, Molly.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, I'm Jessica, and I'm a youth librarian here at Fayetteville Public Library. I get to do story times and put on programming and work the desks. And I'm scared, Joel.
You're gonna be fine.
I'm so scared.
We are gonna do the hottest part of the hot wings. Before we even get started, you don't really like spicy things.
I don't. I have never even eaten so much as a jalapeno.
Well, you still won't be here. This is gonna be on that. We're gonna start here to your left.
Okay.
It's called Love Burns.
Great.
So you do a lot of programs, a lot of story times. Of the many songs that you sing in every story time, which is your favorite?
On top of spaghetti.
On top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese.
I really like that one because I like going all out.
Hold on to your meatballs and don't ever sneeze.
Ooh, I'm scared.
You don't have to take huge bites.
But yeah, on top of spaghetti is my favorite song to sing.
And you work primarily with the little kids, right?
I do.
What does working with youth patrons allow you to do that you wouldn't be able to do with like adults?
Giggle.
You might go ahead and get you a drink.
And play with and play.
I imagine you guys get to do a lot of play and a lot of just fun stuff.
Sure. Yeah, we do.
So your next sauce.
Okay.
So and you don't have to finish, by the way. If it's starting.
I'm not a quitter.
But this is called the Bomb Evolution,
Okay.
and you can just take a little nibble if you want to.
It's very sauced up. I would like to say this feels like sabotage.
That counts. So some of the things that Jessica is consuming along with her hot wings, we have milk, of course. We've also got honey, and then we've got sugar here at the bottom, and then we also have chocolate. Do you feel the milk helps?
I do feel like the milk helps.
Well, good.
Okay, Joel, hit me with my next question.
You get a lot of patron interactions.
Yeah.
What do you find most satisfying about helping patrons?
I know reader's advisory is probably a really popular answer, but that's pretty fun when you get to solve the puzzle of what a kid wants to read. I like making kids laugh. I like when they recognize me from story times. I had one little girl who, after not talking to me for an entire conversation with her mom, did whisper to her mom and say I was allowed to pet her stuffed pig. So that was pretty magical. Yeah, I like planning programs that kids have fun in.
So your next sauce is
Okay.
Scorpion Disco.
Great. Sounds like a party.
It's supposed to be a party.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, sorry. Okay,
You're doing great.
that's a small bite too. Okay.
So I just really have one more question for you, but you
Great.
do have one last wing.
Okay, should I just do it now?
Well, chew what you got, but then yes, go ahead and. Your last one's going to be the Last Dab Apollo.
Okay. No, let's
Yep.
do some of it first. Let's not die. Joel, I'm noticing that you're not eating wings while I'm doing it. Isn't that part of the gig?
That is part of the gig. I will be eating this section of wings in a future video. So this is the Last Dab Apollo. I'll let you go ahead and take a bite, and then I have one last question for you. And let me just say, I'm super proud of you for doing this.
Joel.
What is your favorite program that you all do in youth services?
I mean, I don't even know my own name right now. I put on, I've been doing sensory bins on Fridays, and that's been fun. Because that's for really little kids. And preschool's kind of my bread and butter. That's where I have the most fun, and so I like getting to do things for preschool kids. I'm starting a STEM series where every month I'm doing a STEM project with littles. So I'm hoping that's going to be great. But we had some good Super Saturdays. We had a great musician the other weekend, and I was Shannon Worst. She was fantastic. Oh my God, I'm drooling. Those are my favorite.
You have made it to the top of Spice Mountain.
I know, and I just skipped right there. I just hopped on it.
Super proud of you. Thank you so much.
You
for
are
being
not
with us.
welcome. This was really hard.